Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and I want to talk about a subject that I recently brought up in another one of my videos, and that is, would I buy a Remington? And the reason I'm bringing this up again is because since that video, it has come out in the news that Remington settled in a lawsuit against the families of the Sandy Hook victims, and they paid them out, so many millions of dollars. I forget the actual figure, like, I don't know, $73 million, something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, they paid multiple millions of dollars to these families. And a lot of people are, posting all over the place saying, oh my God, this is terrible for the gun community. It's gonna, it sets a precedent that you can sue a gun manufacturer because their gun was used in a crime, and that just opens the door for all of these other gun manufacturers to go bankrupt through lawsuits. And I'll be honest with you, at first I looked at these headlines and I thought the exact same thing until I saw a video by the Yankee Marshal earlier today saying that that's not really what happened. It's actually because Remington was sued because of some sort of advertising, and I don't really know all about this, but basically they were advertising in a wrongful way, I guess, and it somehow links to the Sandy Hook incident, and that's why they were being sued. It had nothing to do with the fact that their gun was being used, which, by the way, if that's ever something that's able or allowed to happen in a court of law, that would just blow my mind, because it's like suing Ford because one of their cars was in an accident that killed a bunch of people. It's stupid. It should never be allowed to happen, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. But anyway, the question remains, since my last video talking about Remington firearms and saying that I would potentially buy another Remington, specifically a new Remington, definitely would buy an old Remington. But would I buy a new Remington given this new information about Remington Arms? And the answer is still yes, because they didn't sell out for the reasons that everybody's making it out to be. And really, they didn't sell out. It was a settlement, and it wasn't even Remington who paid the settlement. And there were a lot of debates in the comments of these videos and these posts on whether or not Remington's even still around as a company, and the answer to that is Remington Ammunition is owned by, I think, Federal, or at least some other ammunition brand, and so Remington Ammunition is not owned by Remington anymore. Remington Arms, I believe they're still making guns. I think they've revamped everything, and I think they're still making guns in some numbers. They're just, their parent company is a different company, or at least they're under a different name. And whether or not they're actually still owned by the same company or they're owned by somebody else, I don't know. I don't know all the politics and business aspects of that whole situation, but as far as I know, Remington Arms is still around, and you can still buy brand new 870s. Now, the numbers that are being produced might be in short supply, but I think they still exist, because a lot of people were saying that they don't even exist anymore because they went bankrupt and they sold out and then they just, went away. I don't think that's true at all. So, would I ever buy a new Remington? And, well, the answer is probably yes, if I could actually afford to, and if I ever found one that I really liked. Would I ever buy another 870 like this? Probably not a new one, just because of the things that I've seen with this one. Am I going to sell this one? No, probably not. I'll probably have this one forever unless I find myself into some sort of financial trouble. But I do plan on keeping this one. Would I ever buy a new one? Probably not. What would I buy? Based off of what they currently produce, or at least what's currently on their website, I really like the 7600, which was it's a pump action rifle, probably a 30-06. That's a one possibility. I do like their 1911s. I do like their 1100 shotguns, which are a little pricey, but you know, they're still really good guns. Other than that, I really don't know, to be honest with you. You know, they discontinued a lot of the other guns that I really like the 750, the 7400. I don't even know if they make 22s anymore. Although they still had some good 22s in there. Some of them were, some of them weren't. You know, I already have an 870. I might, you know, potentially get like one of those TAC 14s or something, just because that's something that's a little bit different, but it's still kind of, it's still an 870. Not a big fan of the 700, and not a big fan of any of their tactical stuff. I'm not a big tactical fan to begin with. You know, even though this is a tactical gun, it's not like super duper tactical. So, yeah, the answer is yes, I would still potentially buy a new Remington firearm. I would definitely consider buying an old Remington firearm, you know, from like the 80s, the 70s, you know, in that era, even the 90s. But with the new ones, I'm very selective in what I would choose, even given this whole new Remington lawsuit thing and how it all went down. Yeah, I'd still potentially buy from them. So, anyway, that is all I had to say about that. So subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.